What if I told you that the secrets to building real wealth aren't new? That they're actually simple, timeless laws discovered thousands of years ago in Babylon, the richest city of the ancient world? Well, it's true. And those exact same principles are just as powerful today. And we're about to break down exactly how they work.
So here's the game plan for how we're going to uncover these secrets. First, we'll dive into the core philosophy behind Babylonian wealth. Then, we'll meet a guy whose struggles are probably going to feel super familiar. From there, we'll learn the single most important secret from the city's richest man, before we unpack the whole step-by-step system for building your own fortune.
Okay, so first things first, we have to get our heads around the main idea of the book. Money isn't just some random, chaotic thing. It actually follows clear, predictable laws, kind of like the law of gravity. They're universal, and this is the important part, they never, ever change.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. This is the core message. Yeah, our technology and our markets have changed like crazy, but the fundamental rules of how you get money, how you keep it, and how you make it grow, they have stayed exactly the same. What worked in ancient Babylon still works right now.
All right, let's get into the story. It starts with a character whose struggle, well, it feels incredibly familiar. He's a skilled guy, he works really hard, but he's always broke. He's frustrated, and he just can't figure out why all his effort isn't getting him anywhere.
So this is Bands here. He's a master craftsman, literally the best chariot builder in the city. But despite all that skill, he's just sitting there, totally discouraged, watching all the wealth of Babylon just pass him by. He's the perfect picture of that feeling we all get when our hard work just doesn't seem to translate into financial progress.
And he's not alone. His friend Kobe, a musician, feels the exact same way. They have this light bulb moment where they realize they've spent their whole lives getting great at their jobs, working nonstop, but they've never spent a single moment learning the skill of actually building wealth. They've just been working in their lives, not on their financial lives.
In that question, that's the turning point. It's this huge shift in their mindset. They go from just kind of wishing things were different to actively deciding to go find the knowledge. They decide to stop guessing and go learn from the one person who clearly has it all figured out. Arkad, the richest man in Babylon.
So when they finally get to Arkad, they're probably expecting some super complex, secret formula, right? But instead, Arkad shares a secret that is so simple it's almost unbelievable. A single rule he learned back when he was a young, struggling scribe that became the foundation for everything he built.
You see, Arkad's journey wasn't about luck or coming from a rich family. It all started with a bargain. He agreed to work all night carving a clay tablet for a rich moneylender named Algamish in exchange for just one thing, the secret to getting rich.
And there it is. That's it. This is the single most important lesson in the entire book. It sounds almost too obvious, doesn't it? But think about it. As Algamish explained to Arkad, we pay the grocery store, we pay our landlord, we pay everyone except ourselves. The secret is to pay yourself first, before a single coin goes to anyone else.
So that one powerful idea, it became the bedrock for a whole set of principles that Arkad later taught to all the citizens of Babylon. He framed them as 7 simple, actionable cures that could heal an empty wallet and start building a real fortune.
The first cure is the big one we just learned. Start thy purse to fattening. Put simply, save at least 10% of every single dollar you earn. This is the one rule you can't break. Before you pay rent, before you buy food, a tenth of everything that comes in is yours to keep. That 10% is the seed from which your entire tree of wealth is going to grow.
And the other 6 cures just build right on top of that. Number 2, you have to control your spending. Make a budget so you can live happily on the 90% you have left. 3, make your gold multiply by investing it wisely. 4, guard your treasure from loss. That means avoiding scams that sound too good to be true and getting advice from people who know what they're doing. 5, make your home a profitable investment. 6, make sure you have an income for the future, for when you're older. And finally, number 7, always be working to increase your ability to earn more.
Okay, so once you've gotten the hang of the cures for filling up your purse, you need to learn how to manage it. And that's where Arkad's 5 laws of gold come in. These are the timeless rules for protecting and growing the wealth you've started to build, and they're all about wisdom, patience, and making your money work for you.
There's a great story about this. Arkad gives these laws to his son, Nomasser, along with a big bag of gold. And what does the son do? He immediately goes out and loses all the gold on silly bets and bad deals. But it was the laws carved on that clay tablet that were the real inheritance. They're what allowed him to see his mistakes, build his fortune back up, and truly earn it. They teach you to be cautious,
get expert advice, and stay away from the lure of get-rich-quick schemes.
Now, here's something that's really important to get. These cures and these laws, they aren't just a random list of tips. They form a complete, interlocking system for building wealth. This system has nothing to do with one big score or a stroke of luck. It's all about small, consistent habits repeated over and over again.
Arcad explains that wealth is like a tree growing from one tiny seed. Your first savings? That's the seed. As you keep saving and investing, your money starts to have children, and then its children have their own children. I mean, this chart shows it perfectly. This is the magic of compounding, how a small, consistent effort can explode into a massive fortune over a lifetime.
But how do you stick with it? It sounds like you need some kind of superhuman willpower, but Arcad's take is way more practical. He just defines it as the simple purpose to finish a task you set for yourself. That's it. Start with something small and manageable, like saving that very first 10%, and just see it through. That success builds the confidence you need for the bigger financial goals.
And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway here. Becoming wealthy is not an event, it's a process. It is the direct result of a disciplined system. Saving, controlling your spending, and investing wisely. It's about swapping wishful thinking for methodical habits that you practice day after day, year after year.
And this quote just sums up the whole philosophy perfectly. The path to financial freedom that was laid out in ancient Babylon is just as clear and available to us today. Because timeless wealth is not built by chance, but by discipline, patience, and understanding the laws that never change.